Vag. What you gonna do when it's hot outside? Ooh, I know what. Listen to Vag. What you gonna do when the trains are down? Ooh, I know what. Listen to Vag.
Now.
Hi. Welcome to Top Tier.
Guys, thanks for listening.
Adrian and Sarah.
The two work wives.
I think I came up with a name for my album.
Ooh, what's it going to be?
It might be cheesy, but this is actually
how you told me
a
lot of good ones that I liked already, but let me hear.
This is how I feel about it. I just want to call it I Did It. Meaning like,
because it's so
done.
much work.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mayron said that maybe he likes She Did It, but I feel like it's weird to put in a second perspective.
No, I like I Did It.
But it's just like where you're like, I don't even care how it turns out. I just wanted to have it where you're like, I just did it. I did it. It's over.
So we're going to do some vaggy questions from you guys. And also, we said this on the regular podcast, but if you guys have some questions or people you want us to prank, we will do that because we're getting a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that we're getting a burner.
I know. I've looked into it. I think I could just get one from 7-Eleven for like $20 or $30.
You know what I like? That somebody sent us a gift card to give to Joe List. I'm like, what a roundabout way.
Why don't they just give it to them themselves?
Well, because he's in Ann Arbor and it's for a thing that's only in Detroit area or Ann Arbor. And they were like, can you give this to Joe? And it's an e-card. So I'm sure he appreciates it. But you're like, I'm sure you could have found his email on his website.
It just seems like so much more work to go through you.
Yes. And that little bit we were like, well, you should have at least given Vag at least a $5 or something. But we can't even for like a grocery store.
Can he use it?
For when he's only there.
Guys, this is a nice thought, but not really thought through.
Here's Mallory. I was just watching some Whitney Cummings and was wondering if my two fave comedians like her. She reminds me of a narcissistic Jodi Arias of the comedy world. Please make some Vag t-shirts for me and only me.
Is that her narcissistic request?
Yeah.
First of all, if we make any t-shirts, it'll be Sarah because she's way better at stuff than me.
Well, I'll get on it. It's just one of those things. I'm only focusing on like...
That's smart. Focus on your
album and then the America's Got Talent, and then I can do all this stuff afterwards.
I like Whitney Cummings. I think she's so likable.
Oh, yeah. She's great. I like her on panel, too. And she's just... a powerhouse.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that I had written a show. I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day. What's her show? Two Broke Girls?
Yeah.
There was another show idea I thought of that was just another kind of show like that where it's just two broke somethings.
Yeah.
Like two broke women. Like they're just older.
Isn't that us?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like two broke women and we're basically... just doing that same stuff, but like we're still sad working in a donut shop.
Yeah, and it's called It Doesn't Get Better.
I think she's, from what I've heard, she's very nice. I don't know. I've never met her. She does have a way of like being very business savvy. Knowing how to like work a room and talk to everyone important in the room.
I don't have that quality.
First of all, I don't even know who is important in the room.
Yeah, we talked about that. If like we wouldn't even know who to blow.
What's interesting, right, if you told me this was Steven Spielberg right here, I would have to believe you. I don't even know what Steven Spielberg looks like. So if I was in a room with him, I would not know.
And then when you see him in the room, they're not as like how you think about them. You think they're going to be like these stars, and then they're like, is that? Or that could just be like Bradley Cooper, but like homeless Bradley Cooper.
I would have no idea who he is.
Yeah. No, what else? She's just like... created her own thing that I find so fascinating. And like,
what I like about her, because I do follow her on Instagram, she does love animals, which I really like. And she had taken this dog in for a bit that was half Shar-Pei, I think half Great Dane, and it was just like, it looked like...
Wow, just a big wrinkly dog?
It was a big wrinkly dog. I forget what she called the dog, but like I started following that dog's account. Also, we've talked about how her robot from her special has more followers than us.
Yeah, isn't that like such a bummer? If you guys could help us out.
Do you think she would sell me her followers from the robot?
Maybe. Although don't ever buy your followers.
What if they're the robot followers?
Oh. Well, ask her robot if they'll retweet a vag thing.
Ooh, that sounds like it could be
How
interesting.
many followers does her robot have on Instagram?
I think 25,000.
Oh my god.
And I'm at 8. And I'm working hard to put out dumb jokes all the time.
It's a
It's so-
full-time job
it's
to
so-
have your media up.
It's so much work to put stuff out, and then people will be like, "This girl's not funny," and you're like, "Hey, man, I spent a lot of time doing this.
Oh,
Just don't like it."
I know. I did a joke. I tweeted it. It was a video, and this guy's like, has legs. I think you should work on it, and it'll be really good once you tighten it up.
And you're like,
"It's-
"I'm doing
it's
this."
all-"
You're like, "I'm doing this on Colbert. It's done."
Somebody did that to Nate Bargatze after he shot a special. They were like, "Oh, I just thought of some tags for you," and he's like, "What are you?"
Yeah, what am I
talking
supposed to
about?"
do with that?
So I blocked the guy. I was like, I can't have that negativity in my life, and also the idea that you're like telling me how to do my set.
I remember someone I was following on Facebook said that their 5-year-old daughter booked 2 commercials, and I instantly blocked them. I was like, I do not need that in my life. It's the same thing where I said that. I was like, I don't need this in my life. This makes me feel so bad about myself.
Oh yeah,
That this 5-year-old's killing it.
I know. You wanted to say go fuck yourself before you do it.
It's like, why are you telling us all this?
Yeah. It's so funny when you're like, see something so depressing and you're just like, you didn't do anything, but I have to block you. This is
I heard that
ruining
Amy
my mojo.
Schumer also was great at just getting in front of the right people. Like, I heard stories about her early on, and it was always like she was very business minded, knew who to talk to. She was also funny, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like that. We don't have that at all.
No, I'm just hanging out with comics.
I remember being at the Comedy Cellar and somebody being like, "Hey, go talk to that manager over there," and I was like, "That feels uncomfortable. I'm just gonna stay right here," and I didn't move.
Oh yeah.
But somebody else would have been like, "I should go talk to that person. I'm gonna go over there right now." But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we just don't have that.
it just feels. Is that Gina?
That is Gina.
Check out Gina's special on Netflix.
She's really funny.
Gina Brilliant. I love that we're promoting her, even though
Gina
she's waiting for
Brilliant. She doesn't know. I think she's waiting for a cab or something.
She's probably like, oh no, are they talking?
We're always saying good things though.
Definitely.
We and her were in some comedy festival. I think it was in Nebraska. And we have a picture that's really funny where we're both wearing cowboy hats doing like,
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
Out of your element, but both out of the element.
Yeah.
This one's from Mary P. Hey, ladies, not sure if you talked about this one on the pod yet, but unsolicited dick pics. Just got one, and it was sent to me and another girlfriend, and I feel grossed out. Not a lot of content to go along with the dick pic either, and it definitely came out of the blue. Also wondering about responses besides blocking. Love what you both do. Well, thank you, Mary. I don't know how to respond to a dick pic.
Well, okay, so this is the problem. I don't know who sent her this dick pic. Obviously, it's not someone she likes.
Yeah.
Because if someone you like send you a dick pic, that's not something you're mad about.
Yeah.
So it's someone she doesn't like.
Yes. Or it's a complete rando.
And you mean like she got it and she doesn't even know who the person is?
I got one on Snapchat. I've only gotten one unsolicited dick pic in my life, and it was on Snapchat. I kind of don't mind them because you're just like, I mean, looking at a dick is kind of fascinating. I don't get horny from it,
I had one,
but I understand the rudeness of it.
yeah, I had one guy write to me that said he watched The Degenerates, and then he was like, and then he wants me to write back, and he was like, haha, or I could just send you a dick pic, and then I didn't respond to him because I was like,
Yeah,
dude, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then he sent me like 5 or 6 more messages, and he's like, hey, you don't respond to he goes, you don't respond to your fans. I run a small business. Because I run a small boutique purse company, and I write back to everybody. And I was like, hey man, like, you just told me to send me a dick pic. And he was like, yeah, I guess that was a bad joke. I shouldn't have done that. I guess I'll have to come see you at a show. But it's like, why am I going to write back to you? Obviously, why are you checking every day to see if I'm writing back to your dumb message? And it's like, I'm not even offended by it, but it's like, I don't even want to entertain that. You get a lot of weirdos when you do anything.
Well, it's also you don't want to engage because then it's like a way for people to start a conversation with you. And then it always feels weird to just kind of like ghost them.
I think if somebody sends you a dick pic and you want no more dick pics from them, you probably have to say something that would make them feel bad.
What should I don't even know what to say. I
That
feel
would
like,
make them
do you
feel
send
bad?
them another dick?
I don't know. You could do that.
Like a dick pic with a dick pic?
She could send him back 2 gay guys fucking and they're doing it cowgirl style. That has been a winner of mine to send
And just
to,
be like, this is what I'm really into right now.
I sent that to Fred when we first started talking because I thought it was hilarious. And then he sent me a picture of a girl licking something that had a bunch of poop. And I was so much more grossed out. And I knew he was like a fun person.
Yeah.
But I was really... She should send that back.
Yeah.
It's a girl that's like playing with a dildo, but she has shit all over her.
Do you think it's real?
It's probably not real, but it's so gross looking.
I remember trying to watch Two Girls, One Cup when it first came out, and I gagged. I was like,
yeah, that would make me throw up. But if it was me and you doing it, I'd be like, well, you go first. You take... Sometimes when I'm walking Zuzu, I'll catch her get a licking on her shit. And I'm like, you're so disgusting.
Sometimes I wonder, is it like cheese? Like sometimes cheese smells like fart and then it's the most delicious thing I've ever eaten. And I don't want to keep eating turds. Like what if I really like it?
I don't think it is. I feel like that's probably not true.
Yeah. Well, then everybody would probably be doing it.
It's kind of like I keep thinking that Zuzu is like overeating shit, but I'm just pulling her away quick enough.
Yeah.
So like I'm fooling myself into thinking she's in recovery, but she's really just mainlining shit.
I think, and if I was doing a fear factor, the only turd I could probably eat is probably horse. Cause it's all grass. It's not a bad of a smell to me. It's still like, not the best, but I feel like it's the most natural thing I could eat.
My friend asked me this is a long time ago, if I would eat a dime-sized poop, but it was frozen, like for money. And I'm like, yeah, you would just put that in your mouth.
Swallow it like a pill. But then your burps are going to be awful.
What if you surround it with something else, like a donut? And you just go, you don't even chew it, you just go...
Or that
but that's work. The thing, you're gonna be burping up poop.
I mean, yeah, when you eat like Funyuns or whatever and you burp, that you're just burping that for a day.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny that Fred thought he had a bad headache the other day and he thought he was taking like Tylenol headache.
Yeah.
He just took laxatives. He was just shitting all day. I'm like, why didn't you read it?
I know.
He's like, they kind of just look the same. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Not really, but okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever taken a laxative before.
So I guess if a guy sends you a dick pic and you're not into it, I guess you could just say something like, I thought it would have been bigger. Because that always makes someone feel bad. Even if it was like big, you could just be like, I thought it would be bigger.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. Who is this? I don't know. I guess I would have to know who it is to know how to respond to that.
Yeah, you'd have to. It's like your joke. You have to know more personal information.
Right. It is weird dating where people all of a sudden just want to get... I think mostly online dating is just sexting.
My roommate sent a dick pic to a girl that he was dating, but they were fairly kind of new about 2 weeks in, and she did not respond well to it. That I was like, ooh, I bet you that made you feel like a creep in a weird way.
What did he say?
Yeah, he didn't feel good about it. But we had a good laugh. But then it's like one of those things you're like, am I laughing at a girl that did she get Me Too'd? I have no idea.
I just don't find dicks that offensive. I think what's more offensive is somebody thinking you want to see it. Like I don't care seeing it. To me, it's just like anatomy.
I guess it's kind of shocking. It's just shock. It takes me a while to register what I'm looking at when I see a dick.
What she should send back is that opening act where the guy's sucking his own dick and coming in his mouth.
Short bus.
Yes. If you can find short bus, send him that clip because he's going to be grossed out. He's probably... A lot of straight dudes have a lot of like weird homosexual like... What is it where they don't want to see it? They're just so upset
because they're afraid they're going to get turned really easily.
But it's like, if you're going to get turned that easily, you're probably gay.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Because most people... It's like, to me, it's like, you're not an alcoholic when you don't really think about it. Or if you see a beer, like you drink a beer, you're like, ugh, I can't even finish this. But it makes me feel like those guys that have extreme homophobia are just like... Are trying to push it away because they know that they...
Right, they're like, I've seen it, now I got to do it.
Yeah.
I'd say send him the 2 guys fucking cowgirl style.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I just thought you would like this.
There you go, Mary.
Mary, let me know how that works out.
Yeah, let us.
Also, if you want us to prank this guy, give us his phone number.
Yeah,
That's a good one, Mary. If you want us to prank,
especially if it was a text.
Ooh, yes.
I'm looking. Who sent us a? No one on Patreon. Just they don't. I don't. Those ones are harder to get to.
Oh, I don't think I don't know. Patreon, I have a hard time getting onto, so I just rely on you to tell me what's going on.
Most of the time, it's like I can't see this.
Okay. Or you guys are dumb. You guys suck.
The dumb ones are on. No, you guys are the smart ones. But a lot of time. Well, also, I just have to say that Patreon is not IT friendly. It has a lot of glitches.
Oh, that makes sense. I don't really know much about it.
It's still trying to find itself. Okay, I can't. That wasn't a lot of questions.
What would you want to know? What are some questions you have for our listeners? I want to know what you guys do for a living and if you like it.
Yeah.
And what you would, if you don't like it, like what you would always want to do.
Yeah. What is it? What's your passion?
It's hard too because not everyone is passionate about a field of working. So like some people just have jobs they like and they like the people.
Yeah, and it's just a paycheck what allows them to like, I don't know, go on a trip every now and then or go out to eat. It's like their jam.
I'm going to read that guy's response to me because I thought it was interesting that he wrote it.
Oh, for where he's like asking to send a dick pic.
Yes.
Some of those people you're like, I feel like you're unhinged and I shouldn't be having a conversation with you.
Oh no, he just wrote to me so many times where I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Isn't that weird that you're so accessible? Like if you
Very
wanted
accessible.
to, you could go out there and hurt a celebrity's feelings.
Oh,
no, I get it. There's something like really kind of funny about it. That's why it's funny on Jimmy Kimmel when he has celebrities read mean tweets.
well, somebody sent me a mean tweet yesterday. It wasn't.
Did they really?
It wasn't a mean tweet. I think because I also get a lot of nice tweets too, so I don't want to just say that.
Yeah.
It wasn't mean. I think they meant well, but I don't think they realized what they said.
Yeah, well, it was just like I got annoyed with that guy telling me to tighten up my bit. I'm like, that's as tight as it's going. He also had no idea that I probably edited off 20 seconds off that video because I thought it was unnecessary.
These are two tweets I got back to back.
Okay.
One said, big respect to Adrian. She was having a rough set, rough all in caps, a rough set last night at the cellar, but she kept at it. I like that commitment. And you're like, just think that.
Did they tag the seller?
No, but I don't
No.
know. The seller wouldn't even care. But it's just
Yeah.
weird to say that. It's like I was doing really well, and then I turned them off with a bit, and I just kept going.
Do you know what bit it is?
It's a bit that I think people don't like. So the joke is about the opioid epidemic.
Okay.
And how it's like this crisis because white people are dying from it, but no one cared when black people were dying from crack.
Yeah.
And I said it just like white people dying from opioids seems like the closest thing to reparations that we can give black people.
I thought that bit is really funny.
Yeah, but I think it turned them off. For some reason, I think it just turned a lot of them off. And then like it didn't help that I did a joke about autism. Like it just, and that's the other thing too is when I push them away, I almost don't even want to get them back.
Yeah,
and there was
now you're mad. We're just like,
I wasn't even mad. There was like people to the right and people in front of me who were really having a good time. And I was like, I would rather play to these people who are having a good time.
Yeah.
And just do what I want to do than like trying to get you guys to like me again.
Isn't it so fascinating when you're not doing so well, but you've got at least a few people in the audience that are really digging
4
you?
people is all I really need out of any show.
That's a great attitude.
Because those people liked me so much, and I'm like, hey, those are my people. And
Yeah.
you're just trying to collect those people and get enough of them together to have good shows.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to connect with everybody.
No, but a lot of the times, like, I want it to be almost the full room, but you still even get annoyed when you find 1 or 2 dudes or females that are just, like, stonewalling you. But I would prefer to have the attitude of, like, dude, I just want 4 people to really like me. Because you will build it.
It wasn't always like that. There was a point where I wanted everyone to like me. And then
Yeah.
at some point, I was just like...
It's so pointless. Then if you do have everyone like you, I almost think, I mean, you're good, but you're not doing anything different.
My favorite is Half the Room.
Yes.
Like,
Half the Room is, I think, a great
Because I've done that
goal.
where there's half the room that it's like audience, like it's almost interesting to see half the people love it and half the people hate it, and it looks like what I imagine this whole country is.
Yeah.
Half the people love it, and it's just such a divided thing.
Well, it's kind of like now you see the pockets of light, and then you're like, there you are.
Yeah, and then somebody wrote that, and I think he was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And then somebody after was like, I just rewatched what Degenerate said. I forgot how hard you killed it with Savage. And you're like,
That's great.
I know, but it's just like two totally different worlds. Where like
Yeah.
some, I have somebody that I guess was following me on Facebook was like, vulgar, unfollow. And you're like, just unfollow me. You're not hurting my feelings.
Well, I mean, there are people out there that are the biggest pussies when it comes to content. I remember this girl I went to high school with. She took her kids, they must have been 7 at the time, to go see a new Disney movie or a cartoon, and they said, God damn it, in it. And she did a whole post of like, I don't think so, Walt Disney. You cannot just put a movie up there and have the word God damn it in there. How am I supposed to explain that to my kids? And I was like,
Jesus.
I mean, you've never heard your grandfather? Like, come on.
I got to wrap it up because I got to go in here.
But yeah, it's always like insane where you're like, it just doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Even the people that get mad at like Ari about the Kobe thing, you're like, if you care about that a week later, you're a fucking loser.
Also, you have nothing going on in your life. That's amazing.
How do you hold on to that feeling? That's crazy. Anyway, you guys are great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You know what to do.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.